What's going on, Gemini? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the month of December 2023. So, in this reading, Gemini, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you regarding the month of December 2023. But before we begin this reading, Gemini, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you, Gemini, in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Gemini. So without further ado, I am now going to pull the energy for you for December 2023. We'll see what is coming your way, Gemini. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Gemini. Let's see what we got going on here for you, Gemini. All right, really interesting stuff that you got going on here, Gemini. Interesting energy. I don't know what this is, but something pretty interesting, like intense, is going on for you here in December. So before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe at this time. And these are some messages from the universe to you regarding December. Some messages you need to hear. The first message is from Katumi, Cloak of Wisdom here. And this energy says you already know the answers that you seek, and trust what you know. All right, and intuitively, Gemini, I do feel like there's something about wisdom, about, you simply reading knowledge and basically gathering knowledge from various sources and kind of like accumulating it into your philosophy is kind of falling away at this time. You're stuck with the decision that you have to be the sole proprietor for. Like, what I mean is I feel like there's a choice that you need to make in December 2023 that you probably never read in a book, that you probably wouldn't be advised to do. And I remember that I did the yearly 2023 reading for you, and it's all about taking a risk. And like, if you trust in the advice that you read in a book, or even your coach, or there's some sort of decision that you need to make for your life, it could be just flowing through life and knowing what's coming, that is solely based on your own wisdom and is not going to be found outside of you. And that's the scariest thing that can happen. But if you do make a choice based off that, you're going to receive the rewards that most people never make, most people never get, because most people do not think for themselves. So I feel like that you've reached a point, it's just coming through, that a lot of the information that you've gathered over your life, maybe about spirituality, psychology, health, whatever it is that you do to better yourself, has all kind of come to this point where you can basically directly source what you need to do. And the proper way to move through your life for December 2023 is to source what you need to do based on your own wisdom. And that's actually a scary thing to do, because you don't have any proof that it's going to work other than your faith, or then you're trusting your intuition, your gut. And so, Gemini, this is definitely an interesting frequency of trust what you already know. And I feel like there is something going on that you already know. There could be surface level events happening in your life, but you have a general feel for how it's going. I would feel trust that over like the facts of what you're hearing. You also have Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. Okay, so whenever you have you already know the answer that you seek and trust your inner voice here, Spirit is, there's something going on in your life that only you are going to know where your life is going. No one's going to be able to see it for you, maybe even not even me, and that should actually be exciting for you. But it's funny that I could actually see that I'm not actually able to see it, therefore I can kind of still see it, right? Yeah, okay, a little bit. But this is like a golden ray. You see like Buddha is wearing like a golden yellow cloak. There's this gold frequency behind this Indian ascended master here. And so I do feel like the moves that you make right now are very crucial for the lifeline that you're going to be set up, because there's a lot of mundane moves that are going on in December for you that you might feel a little bit mixed emotions about. You really might feel that. For some of you, let's just keep going. The next energy you need more is Kalima, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So definitely, do the thing, Gemini, this month that gives you like butterflies in your stomach, okay? Don't act on the thing that feels safe. And this is a reminder. I did a 2023 predictions reading for you like almost a year ago at this point, and it was really about embracing, that kind of the shock of the new. And I feel like anything that you are going to do right now has to contain a little bit of fear, or else it's not really the true path, or else you're just settling for something easy that's going to leave a bitter taste in your mouth. So there's definitely a move that you need to make upcoming. It could be in 2024, because this month you're kind of sorting through some weirdness. So I don't know, you have Cloak of Wisdom, increased awareness, and facing fear. So it seems like you're gearing up to face a fear that only you know that you have fear towards. I don't think anyone can see this free. So I don't know. Your opportunity, Gemini, for December is the Four of Pentacles. And I do think this is a reason. I think there's a reason. The Four of Pentacles is all about you focusing on your own stability. The number 4 has to do with stability. The Pentacles have to do with the earthly realm, to do with your money. This may be a good month to save money for some sort of unexpected thing in your future. And this also could be a month to say less than necessary and let the chips fall where they may. There is something here about, a very potentially disappointing experience that you're going to have and what you don't see coming when it comes to love, and just a love situation being too much. I know that I just literally just did a reading for you about how amazing a love situation is going for you. So I do feel like in love, or even in your career, like your opportunity, the Four of Pentacles, we're going to have to clarify, but I feel like this is just saying, stick to your guns. Don't reveal too much about your future plans, especially because whatever is coming to your awareness that you have to do, it's only something that you can see. And this reminds me, like Gemini, of like even when I started The Autistic Mystic, me to create a YouTube channel called The Autistic Mystic was literally just me based on my own wisdom. Everyone else that I kind of brought it up to was like, oh, you're going to call yourself the autistic? Okay, well, I don't know if we can really work. Like, it was literally to the point where like I was discussing like my plan with people to start a YouTube channel, to create a brand called The Autistic Mystic, and people, well, all right, well, we're just not going to be able to work together if you do that. Our brands are not going to align. And I was like, why is like my whole life falling apart based off like this intuitive move that no one else can tell me, I'm just doing? And so I feel like similarly with you, like people can destroy good things based off their expectations. So I feel like there's a certain intention, plan, or spending habit that you want to really keep to yourself. You want to conserve it. The number 4 has to do with stability, but you see in this card, it's kind of like being a little bit secluded and like closed down. So your opportunity is to close down, maybe not revealing your plans with other people, maybe not overspending and gearing up for some sort of big financial move, because I do feel like you're going to be pushed to your limit in what you don't see coming in December, especially about a love situation. You could be pushed to a limit where you're just like, I don't like this. Because here's the thing. Your challenge is the Emperor. And the first thing coming through here, Gemini, with the Emperor being your challenge, is you to take your own life into hands. No one's coming to save you. You have to stand on your own decisions. It's not someone's fault. They didn't advise me. They couldn't see my path, or I can't, do this risky thing that involves trusting what I already know and fear. Because the thing that you are moving towards in your life has to do with something that you already know that you have to do. You already know. Trust what you know and face fear. So there's clearly like a plan going on that you just need to follow through with, and that's the Emperor. So you need to follow through with wisdom and the thing that you already know, which is the Emperor, which is what the Emperor does. But because it's your challenge, I feel like just based on moving parts in your life and based off some sort of unexpected drama, because I do feel like there's unexpected drama coming into your life, unfortunately, as the energy reads right now, especially in love, I feel like you need to stick to your guns here. Now, the other part is definitely your challenge could be a toxic individual in your life that's very controlling, very king-like, but in a toxic way. A lot of you Geminis, if this does not have to do with love at work, the challenge is the Emperor, and a lot of you, this is going to all be simultaneously happening. It doesn't have to be two separate meanings, but I do feel like there's a difficult person around you. For many of you, it will be love. Okay, like the Emperor in your love, you could be dealing with an Aries, or you could be dealing with, someone who's just very stubborn, not easily moved, very king-like, but almost like an annoying way. Could be your partner that you're dealing with is bringing you your challenge. So we're going to have to clarify why that is. The reason I say that is because there could be something going on that, it really upsets you in love. And what you don't see coming, it just sticks out to me. You have the Three of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Wands, and what you don't see coming. So the Three of Cups has to do, generally with celebrations, but it could have to do with a third party in love. The Three of Cups has to do with emotions, but also collaboration with other people. But I don't like to see the Seven of Swords next to the Three of Cups. I just don't. So there could be a third party situation in your love life, whether this is you, whether this is you having a third party that you are kind of overwhelmed by, or whether it's the person that you're dealing in love that leads to kind of an ending here. Okay, I'm sorry, but it just has the energy it reads right now is what it is. And, so it's interesting. And what you don't see coming, something's clearly throwing you off, and I feel like it has to do with this energy. All right. In love especially. But when it comes to when it comes to your overall general energy, Gemini, for December, it's interesting. You have the Five of Wands, you have the Eight of Swords, and you have the Queen of Pentacles here. So there could be, a decision that you need to make to better yourself, to kind of push yourself to the next level that you feel really hard. It's really hard for you to make this money move or this big risky decision. The Eight of Swords to the Queen of Pentacles could be feeling a little bit stuck in financial endeavors or in earthly. This could be your place of living. This could be your job. It could be your physical body. It could be your health. It could have to do something with money. You feel stuck with is what it's coming through as. Now, your opportunity is the Four of Pentacles. And so there is something, stick through this stuckness. It's okay if you feel stuck. Your opportunity is to kind of not actually make a money move at this point and just kind of sit with the stuckness and trust what you know and face your fear. So there could be a feeling of you're building up to make a move in December, but it's surrounded by, you could feel really distracted. A lot of you actually, I do feel like you're going to feel like there's a lot of distractions that are getting in the way of your ability to make a money move or your ability to save money. Okay, you could feel off with that. And it's just interesting, this has to do with competition, and you see a bunch of people on this card. So your issues could have to do with a lot of people, moving parts. Like I said, I already showed you this, and now unfortunately the centerpiece to your reading is the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords has to do with deceit, kind of lying, stealing, cheating, things going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of. And next to the Three of Cups, and you also have this Five of Wands, whether it's you in a love situation that you're secretly having a third party that you're not over, and meanwhile you're dating someone else, or whether, and this could be all simultaneously happening, I do feel like there's this energy of other people getting in your love life, and therefore it's bleeding into your career. It's just kind of how I feel, unfortunately, right now. So we're going to have to clarify all this to make sense of it. But it seems like there is a little bit of that energy of your demons are coming back to haunt you. And so that's why Spirit's saying there's something you need to sit with and clear, increased awareness. The message from the universe is increased awareness, trust your inner voice. You already know the answer that you seek. And it's interesting, your advice is the Hermit. And this is really, once again, going within and trusting the knowledge that you already have. Facing the Hermit involves facing fear, spiritual fear. You also have the Knight of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. And I do feel like this is you perhaps retiring from something that feels really on and off, in and out. There is an energy here about a love situation. Whether this has to do with, for some of you, it's not going to have to do with a third party based off of your partner. And it's going to have to do with you not really being deeply in love with the situation that you're in. Just going to be honest. What I feel here, Gemini, and your advice is if a relationship is iffy, it's great, but I'm not it's not sending me to the moon. I'm not totally secure in it. Spirit might be advising me to move away or to really think deeply. Do I want to keep moving forward in December with this person or not? Because this is iffy. This is it doesn't really do it for me. I mean, in your advice The Knight of Wands is very in and out energy. You know, you could be in a relationship in December. There could be a developing love situation in December if you're single, that it feels one day you're like, this is my person. Oh my God, we went out, we had drinks. It's great. Or you don't drink, you drink kombucha like me. That's fine. Except like once or twice a year. But yeah, it's just, this is like take it or leave it love energy. And then why is this here as well? This is kind of screaming to me like you need to walk away from a love energy that's not really fully aligned with you. That's not really fully in line. I mean, your opportunity is the Four of Pentacles, whether this has to do with love or whatever. Your opportunity is not to be like, oh, let's love. It's, and then your advice is this, the Hermit. And then your messages from the universe are all basically like single people. Yes, Kali Ma is the divine counterpart of, I think, Shiva. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shiva, divine counterpart of one of the Indian spiritual people. And you do have that love energy, but mostly it's just you. It's like, trust what you already know. So there could be a relationship that you're involved in that you feel is not going to work out long term, perhaps based on your own stubbornness or someone else's, or just not getting along. Emperor in your challenge. So I don't know. I mean, this is kind of annoying reading, but hey, I'm here to read your energy. I'm not here to do fluffy duffy BS. I'm here to read your energy, which is actually more exciting to me than to do some fluffy duffy stuff. All right. Let's clarify why the Four of Pentacles is your opportunity. And it's interesting, as I'm clarifying, why is the Four of Pentacles your opportunity? I mean, look at the two cards coming out here, Four of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Why is the Four of Pentacles your opportunity here for December? Well, there's a lot of immaturity here. I mean, the Four of Pentacles is clarified in your opportunity by the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. And this really could be to, you know, not do any sort of immature, rash decision that's not well thought out in some sort of immature way. Whether this is, you know, these are two court cards facing each other. You could be involved in what you perceive to be immature love situation, even if you're already older, even if you're married to this person, even whatever. Like, there is this feeling of like you really just not even putting up with immature behavior. Just like, I'm not even going to deal with that, you know, silent treatment. No, not dealing with that. But for a lot of you, you really have to ask your question, like, can you put up with this long term or not? I mean, the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups in love, I feel like you're definitely feeling with like an immature ego battle. You may get sucked into it. You got to own it, because I feel like it's on both parts. I feel like you're in a relationship that sucks you into some kind of thing. If it's not to do with that, then any sort of like travel plans or any sort of just kind of childlike innocent plan, I don't think that's the thing that you need to trust what you know. I feel like there's a very mature plan that you know. Like, you have a very well thought out plan, whether this is financial or in love. But it seems like you're already involved in love, so I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? But it's like, hold back from any sort of immature love situation or even any sort of plan that's not well thought out. And it's interesting that the Emperor is your challenge, so there could be like these immature idealistic plans that are like not actually going to get you anywhere. I don't know. Let's see why the Emperor is your challenge. Why is the Emperor your challenge, Gemini? Yep. Wow. We got some duplicates. We have the Three of Cups and what you don't see coming. We have the Knight of Wands in your advice. And I feel like that's all we really need. I mean, the Emperor in your challenge is then clarified by two repeating cards in this reading, which means it's a very prevalent theme, which I sensed, but I didn't want to go there. Because my last reading for you was so lovey-dovey and great. But the Emperor is clarified by the Knight of Wands and the Three of Cups. Now, you have to make sure that this is not just for many of you, just about your partner. For many of you, it could be about you, or it could be simultaneous frequency that both of you have, because there is this mirroring. I mean, there is this mirroring here, Gemini. And I feel like whoever you're dealing with in love, like, is, like, very important for you to learn certain lessons right now. But the Emperor is clarified by the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands. I mean, that's just immature partying. Hey, party's over on this street, like, let's go. So some of you here, your challenge is to actually move away from whether this has to do with love breakup or not. I mean, your challenge is to move away from immature behavior. You have the Four of Pentacles clarifying this. So like, yes, don't just be miserable, but the Emperor clarifying this in your challenge, there's definitely some sort of potential third party in and out behavior. Three of Cups for me is a celebration, but it also has to do with third parties and love. The Knight of Wands, like I said, is in and out behavior. It's very unreliable. It's very confident. It's very sexy. It's very charming, but it's not the person. It ain't the Emperor. It ain't the Emperor. So your challenge may be that you thought, based off the last reading that I did for you, many of you, I mean, you really thought you found the one, and then you realize that, oh, no, that was just a front, and this person is very immature, in and out, and still has other things going on. Now, for some of you, what I'm going to tell you that's going to piss you off is that this is a mirror. You're still thinking about someone else. You're in a relationship right now. You're still thinking about someone else, too. You may not act on it, but it's still there. I see you. Yes, I do. Because Mercury is the only god, not even Jupiter can go down into Hades in the underworld and come out, but Mercury can. So any sort of deep, depth, darky situation, you can go in, you can talk to the underworld, and then you could just be right back out. It's no problem for Mercury. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And so what I'm saying that is, like, I don't know. I do... What's going on here? It's starting to get interesting. But yeah, you could just be dealing with someone where there's a lack of trust, there's a lack of maturity. And if you're surrounded by that, then that's what you're going to fall into. But for most of you, you want to make sure that this is not also just mirroring. Because I feel for many of you Geminis, if you really search deep within, you're like, okay, this is an echo of my own energy. This person that I'm in a relationship is somehow, maybe not in the exact way, reflecting what I'm actually doing. I kind of feel like that. Because the reason I say that is here's the thing, and your opportunity is to observe, say less than necessary and get information. Your opportunity is the Four of Pentacles clarified by the Page of Wands and the, Page of Cups. Whether you're a Gemini parent, now, this is a whole different, I almost want to do readings for, like, Geminis with children, because I could see this reading from a certain perspective that if you're a parent of children, and that's a main focus of your life. And like I said in the 2023 prediction reading, there was something about destiny and children could be activating in December 2023. There is something about you observing the dynamics between your children, and you kind of gaining information and then trusting what you know and developing a plan to fix it. This could be, the Emperor in your challenge, you trying to discipline your children and then just running wild. You don't know what to do because you don't want to be abusive. It's like, how do I control? Most of you, it's you and your love thing. But some of you, I'm letting you off the hook, it's about your children. Fine. But for most of you, this is you in a love situation. So, let's clarify why let's clarify why this is here in your overall general energy. What is it that is making you feel stuck? Because all this has to do with people. Your opportunity, Page of Cups, Page of Wands, challenge, Emperor, Knight of Wands, Three of Cups. Those are people. Okay, the Eight of Swords in your overall general energy is clarified by the Devil, the Two of Wands, and the Death card. And so I feel like there needs to be, you have a risky option in front of you and you have a safer option behind you. Okay, for me, the Two of Wands is about partnership. It's about thinking about options in love. The Devil's here, which is a lot of toxicity, could be great sex, but then you have the Death card, which is about, it's also, the Devil next to the Death card could be great, this is Scorpionic energy, Capricorn energy, Scorpio energy combined. Ooh, that's some sort of interesting dark energy coming together. And so, I feel like for some of you, you feel trapped, within a relationship here. I'm damned if I stay, I'm damned if I leave this person. Because there is clearly, like, a lot of love here. There's a lot of, like, a depth, something you got to think deeply about. Most of the time, Gemini, you're just on to the next one. Someone's that important for you to make you think this deeply. But I do feel, with all this third-party energy, Three of Cups in your challenge, Three of Cups in what you don't see coming. Is it you? Some of you, yeah. But some of you, it's mirroring you and you don't even realize it. And that's why your opportunity is this, to, like, think deeply. Instead of, like, the smartest person in the room is usually not the loudest. The richest person in the room usually doesn't have a chain on. But then when I wear a chain for one of my readings, I get 100,000 views. So are you here for me or are you here for my chain? You asked me that. Okay. But here's the thing. I'm joking. I know you're not here for the chain, but why does that get 100,000? I don't know. And then you have the devil and the death card. So it's like, hey, something toxic is going down that you're stuck in, isn't it? Isn't it? All right, let's clarify why the let's clarify this. Let's clarify why the Seven of Swords is here and what you don't see coming in December 2023. I really didn't expect this meltdown. Why is the Seven of Swords here? That's a lot. Yeah, but you have the King of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Seven of Swords is clarified by the Seven of Swords, but it's also clarified by the King of Wands and the Ten of Cups. King of Wands is an eccentric individual, maybe like an Aries, that need to have a lot of sex, like fire signs that need to have a lot of sex. You could be dealing with a fire sign with a sex addiction. I mean, it's interesting. Oh, man. And then you have the Ten of Cups here, and then you have the Page of Pentacles, and you have the Seven of Swords. Like, you could be involved in a relationship, whether it's based on your own accord or someone else's. I mean, it's just, there's something that's too much. There's a lack of honesty, there's deception going on, and there's a lot of passion for sure. I mean, you could feel like you're stuck in a very toxic relationship that actually, like, gets you off. You know, like, you get off to the dynamic that goes on, that's fine, but you need to find a healthier way to do it, because right now it's going to kill you, or it's going to kill the relationship. I mean, the King of Wands, Ten of Wands, you know, this is, you know, Seven of Swords clarifying the Seven of Swords. Whenever a clarification comes out to clarify a card that I already am reading and the same one comes out, usually based on what I said already is accurate. And what I said was perhaps a lack of honesty, a lack of integrity, and deception in love, having to do with a third party. Why is the challenge the Three of Cups and the King of Wands? So many of you, this is going to be friends as well. I mean, if you're already happily married and you don't sense this is going on, this could have to do with your work relationships. You have to show up to the tarot reading with your own intuition and trust what you freaking know. And some of you, you know, you could just feel a little bit silly because perhaps your inner voice and your inner wisdom has been telling you something about the situation that you're in with perhaps an immature individual that you did not listen to, and now you have to pay the consequences of distrusting your own intuition, which actually should be a cause for celebration, because then you realize I was on point and now I'm more on point than ever, instead of making it some sort of sob story. Now, I do want to clarify why the Ten of Wands is here. Why does it feel too much? Like, why is the Ten of Wands here? And those of you dealing with a fire sign, it's all over here. Like, fire and air creates more fire and air. It's a crazy fire show. So, you know, why is the Hermit here? Or no, why is the Ten of Wands here? Sorry. In your what you don't see coming. Ten of Wands is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the King of Pentacles here. So yeah, for a lot of you here, you're going to really have to have strength to pull back from something here. It may really affect your money. King of Pentacles here. This also could be an earth sign. There's a lot of earth energy. There's a lot of fire, earth, water sign. Not a lot about an air sign. I feel like that's you. But I do feel like with this Ten of Wands and what you don't see coming, clarified by this, you're going to have strength to take a step back, so that you don't hurt someone or that you don't hurt yourself, because someone's getting hurt here, probably through a third party. And then you have the King of Pentacles, which money is involved, or someone's really attracted, and it's really hard to step away from this Capricorn, or whoever this earth sign is, or whatever the money situation is in your life could be connected to all this. So just one more here, Gemini, hold on. All right, so just let's go to your advice. Remember that your advice is the Hermit, the Knight of Wands, and also the Two of Pentacles. All right, so let's go ahead and see why this is your advice. Let's go ahead and clarify why the Hermit is here in your advice. Why is it just telling you to go within? Wow, yeah, this is definitely an opportunity, and fated opportunity for you to heal yourself. You have the Wheel of Fortune, and you also have the Temperance card, and I do feel like for you, for some of you, you're going to decide to give this relationship a chance and keep going and pushing through a lot of difficulty. Many of you will decide to give it another chance. Because, like, in this reading, there's all, like, 10 of Wands. You have the 10 of Wands twice. But for me, like, the 10 of Wands, the number 10 is an ending. But it's not like the 10 of Swords. It's not something that's, like, forever done. So some of you may decide to push through a really difficult, immature relationship. And you may decide to really, like, push through it. But for most of you, I do feel like you decide to take an opportunity to be by yourself potentially and heal yourself and just go your own way here. Let's also just clarify why the Knight of Wands is in your advice. That could be having to do with something to do with travel. For many of you that are always in a relationship, there could be a period where you just go by yourself. If you never do that, usually there could be. And yeah, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is clarified by the Sun and also the Five of Wands here. Okay, so I feel like, and it's interesting, the Five of Wands is like in your overall general energy, and then it's here in your advice. Knight of Wands being clarified by this energy, I do feel like there's a certain element of happiness that you get from, competitiveness, or there could be someone that you're dealing with that likes the issues that you're dealing with. Like there could be like the person that you're dealing with in love. Like, why is it like the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands? There could be someone who really enjoys the difficulty that you go through, this person, and or it could be you as well. No judgment here. And so if that's the case, maybe you find a way to push through and say, I enjoy this challenge and let's do it. But for many of you, you may need to go elsewhere. I mean, you really, to travel and just to kind of figure something else out. But I feel like it's up to you, because once again, like I said in the beginning of this reading, I can't give you answers. I can guide you, but you have deep connection, trust your inner voice, and you already know the answer that you seek. So it seems to me like but you also have facing fear. So it seems to me like you already know what's up. You already know what's going to go on. You better trust that instead of what someone is telling you, or instead of what you're reading, or instead of anything. I mean, besides me. But yeah, Gemini, this is, I feel like some of you definitely need to realize the reason why you keep creating this negative dynamic in your relationship is because you actually enjoy it and you have to shine light on it. Your advice is to shine light on the fact that, whatever's going on, the sketchiness, the third party, maybe I like it a little bit. Some of you, not some of you are not going to have anything to do with it, but for some of you, I mean, why is you're stuck, the Eight of Swords? It's a choice to be stuck in the Devil and the Death card and the Two of Wands. Like, some of you like this game that's going on, but you just need to polish it and make it not as toxic that it is. And you're going to decide with the person, we're going to polish it, go through it together. Some of you, though, it's just going to be too much. So with that being said, there's definitely a curveball in your love life. There's definitely a curveball with people, a lot of moving parts with people, Gemini. So as always, I hope I've prepared you for this show.